Let's welcome our first speaker, Mr. Satish Sawant, a seasoned welding engineer and mechanical engineer. Mr. Sawant boasts over 33 years of expertise in instructing diverse mechanical engineering subjects, particularly weld engineering. His professional journey includes a notable 5 years tenure at Advani-Oerlikon Ltd and a significant 16 years stint at Larsen Toubro Limited. Since 2008, he has been contributing his wealth of knowledge to the Institute of Welding and Testing Technology. Throughout his career, Mr. Satish has orchestrated numerous training programs both within India and internationally. So let's welcome Mr. Sawant.
Myself, Satish Sawant. I'm a mechanical engineer. I'm a ASNT Level 3 AWS CWI Certified Welding Inspector. I had done Cambridge from the TWI CSUP examination. I'm an international welding technologist and NACE certified paint and coating inspector. And I'm an auditor for ISO 3834 and EN 15085 and EN 1090 PED and lean management. Specifically, I had done several programs for the lean management in welding, very specifically to find out the 7 West from the welding and how welding can be done in a more better way and cost-effective solution to the industries. So today is when we're talking about the sustainability to discuss about few incidents which has been happened. I'm representing Institute of Welding and Testing Technology, which has been founded in 2004. Vision is to develop champions to build for the nations. With that vision, we started this institute. Institute is ISO 9001 certified, having accreditation for the 97025 also for their laboratories. And institute is now certifying for the AWS CWI programs in Mumbai. So we designed a tailor-made program for the customers also. Recently, you may be aware about, if you look at to the yesterday's news, I thought I can start with this. This Gokle Bridge, which has been inaugurated yesterday, and found that the bridge height is not specified as per requirement. The railway rules and regulations, the Times of India news says the BMC has inaugurated and the 1.5 meter specification given by railway has been not followed. Now, understanding the specification, codes and standard is very, very important. Now doing the repair of 1.5 meter, increasing the height of the bridge. Definitely, if you look at to this bridge, lot of steel construction you can see on the bridge. Whatever we see the bridge, it is all structural welding which has been done. So now when we'll go for the repair of this, definitely the original structure will get affected and the quality will be not remain same. Now, these kind of incidents will occur. The reason behind that, we don't have the qualified welding inspectors. We don't have a qualified welding engineers, because these are the things which will come across before starting. When we talk about the welding technology, a lot of things need to be done before welding, understanding the code, understanding the specification, understanding the requirement of the fabrication, which is not happening in the industries. And due to that, this is all our taxpayer money which get involved into this. The quality of fabrication, the understanding is very much required. Second incident which has been happened in Andheri Bridge in 2018. Andheri Bridge has been collapsed. Here we are talking about the sustainability of the fabrication. Now, if we look at what kind of sustainability will be required And what is the solution for this kind of sustainability? We need good welding machines. We need good welding electrode. We need good manpower for this sustainability, which is more important, which I thought about it. And what will be action on that? Now, if you look at to this bridge, may not be that old. Whatever the Britishers has been constructed the bridge, which has completed more than 100 years life, but the design and the control which has been given on that is meeting the requirement. Now it is time when we are going for the infrastructure development, we need to work on the skill level of the welders, skill level of welding engineers, skill level of total system to understand the requirement of this. This is Andheri Bridge. We don't stop here. If you look at, there are so many bridges which has been getting. If you look at to the Vashi Bridge, which has also collapsed during the working, and the Vashi Bridge has had an accident. Now we are constructing bridges, new bridges, foot over bridges, as well as road over bridges, and those bridges infrastructure need to be taken care and it need to be well understood by everyone. But in industry also, I've seen there are so many organizations, they don't have the right people to work on the projects which is upcoming. Now, let us understand what is the requirement of the infrastructure requirement in India and abroad. Now, every ton of steel which has been used, the 5 kgs of weld metal has to be deposited. The major process in fabrication is in welding. And when we are doing this, not only the bridges, the cars, locomotive, ship, defense, everywhere if you go, lot of welding has been done. And for that particular welding, we need to have a proper equipment, proper welding consumables, and proper manpower. The railway industries, if you look at, for the example, we need around 48 kgs of the weld metal for 1 ton of steel has been used. The above statement is talking in general, 5 kgs of weld metal deposition. If you go to the shipbuilding, the figure is more attractive than this. For 1 ton of steel, you need 51 kgs of weld metal. So it depends upon the industry to industries. The deposition rate will increase and we need to go for more deposition of the welding consumables. Now, this is a logistic which has been given. What is the Indian requirement in upcoming future? Generally, if we look at to the developed countries for the sustainable per capita consumption of steel is 233 kgs in developed countries. And when any country go for the infrastructure creation mode, the steel consumption even goes up to 1000 kgs per capita consumption will go. And then it may sustain around 300 kgs. Now some example has been given. If you look at China, China's today's consumption, per capita consumption is around 220 kgs. Whereas South Korea is 950 kgs. Comparative to India, if you look at, today morning only I had taken this data. Last year, our consumption of 63 kgs, it has gone up to 77.2 kg per capita consumption. Now, if you look at this per capita consumption of steel is increasing, but it is not meeting the requirement of world market. And when we reach to that level of steel consumption, the question comes, do you have the capability to have a sustainability for doing this, which is very, very important. For sustainability, what we need to do? We need to have good equipments, because India need to be produce world-class steel, which is required for the infrastructure. Today also we are getting so many places imported steel for the infrastructure creation. We don't have enough quality of steel available in India to meet our requirement. So start for making steels, then making welding machines, then welding consumables. We can buy machine, but we cannot buy the manpower. And there is advancement in technology which is happening. Now, if you look at the robotic is taking place very smoothly in India, young engineers is getting more motivated to go the fabrication with the automation. There is a new material handling systems is getting developed. And most important is we are able to produce some quality of steels in India also. And there is a special alloys. Now, if you go to the railway industries, they are more focused, make a total body with aluminum. Now, aluminum welding, there is a huge requirement will come in coming future for the aluminum fabrication and infrastructure creation mode. When e-vehicles are coming, there is again requirement of aluminum welding will be coming up. Then if you go to the low alloy steel, high strength material is another areas. Defense required some critical materials, which is also coming up from our Indian suppliers to meet the requirement. So there is a lot of advancements is coming. Inverter converter technology is helping us, but more than that, we need total infrastructure creation mode need to be worked out. Looking at the advancement in technology, you need that kind of people to also perform with the job. Those conventional welding practices will not work. Small amount of steel consumption is happening in India. We're better than the last year, but we're not better than whatever the world requirement is there. Looking at these precision commodities like welders, welding inspector, entity inspectors, and painting inspectors will be a huge demand in the market. Because as we'll go for the infrastructure creation mode, we need to work on qualifying and the requirement of welders, welding operators, robotic operators. Now, US itself is looking at India, Middle East looking at India to provide a welders to us. Europe is looking at us to provide a skilled manpower to us. But looking at the right way, India itself we are facing problem for getting here most of the welders from the helpers is getting converted to the welders. We don't have an appropriate infrastructure to create a welders. Welders training is a big challenge because the consumption of steel is there, electricity is there, gases is required. It is not like a other training program where in IT people sit on computer and create. Here, when we have to create the welders, we need to investment is too high. So there is a huge demand for the welders in India as well as in abroad. When India will go for the infrastructure in more zoom, then we may be required 22 lakhs welders in India. To create these welders for India and abroad, we need to find out the solution. For the sustainability of welding process and infrastructure creation, Institute has taken small initiative to creating post-graduation program in welding and fabrication technology. It is a need-based requirement which is coming up because this welder qualification and the procedure qualification, I had seen in industries, people do fabrication, they send it abroad and the material comes back where they are paying huge losses in making those things in India because we don't have even good engineers to understand the fabrication process. So it is a need base for the sustainability. Institute is planning to contribute for the creating skill manpower for the avoid the accidents in coming future. This PG program which has been launched after the graduation, people can join or even diploma holders can join for this program. Here there is no bar has been put for the PG program. The reason behind that, we want more and more people should get benefited. Even the working guys can do this part-time program and add a feather in their cap to give a more practical training to them and doing not only the welding along with the NDT and DT is a added feather into this, and the painting technology is also added a feather in this fabrication technology for the sustenance. Will be helpful for the defense, shipbuilding, petrochemicals, oil and gas, and already who want to make their career in infrastructure creation in all these branches, they will be beneficial and we can avoid so many kind of accidents in coming future because of the ignorance. See, generally the accident will occur because of the carelessness or the overconfidence and the ignorance. Most of the fabricators, they are overconfident and they are telling they are doing a fabrication for so many years and they are feeling that they whatever way they are doing it, it is the right way. But now the result will not come immediately. If we will look at to this, no, when we are working for the defense, shipbuilding, petrochemicals, so we can avoid this kind of accident. The Ministry of Defense has allocated around 6.2 lakhs crores of rupees for the defense. The Ministry of Transport has been added 2.78 lakhs crores of rupees for the ministry. Even the railway is, so there is a lot of investment is coming for the infrastructure creation. So we need to work on this. So this is I'm little bit taking little bit ahead. So we can avoid this kind of accidents in upcoming futures. This is all the photos in India which has been taken not to show you something to scare you, but this is a need for the infrastructure creation when we're doing. We need to build a good manpower to produce better infrastructure creations. Now, some example has been given here. The ropeway has been made, lot of ropeway has been made, and then there is a lot of inspection and infrastructure creation where the quality of ropeways is need to be checked, and for that also the tank fabrications, then the aircraft industry is coming up, then the defense is also there is a lot of requirement of this welding qualified welding engineers, and we're already having a tie-up with them. Even if anyone is looking for the employment, we can help them for getting employment also in India and abroad, as well as there is a lot of career map is there. What I feel the training manpower is very important. Even we'll have world-class machines, and if there is a manpower has been not trained, they may not able to use it. You may be having an iPhone, but if you don't know how to use the iPhone, then using iPhone only become a style for using it. It may not really give the benefit of iPhone to us. So creating good manpower along with the equipment, along with the material, everything is important. So I thought I can focus on more on the educating more and more people in welding and fabrication technology.
Thank you, Mr. Sawant, for that insightful presentation on opportunities for engineers and works in India for sustainable fabrication in infra.